Alrighty, let's take a look at some new Strixhaven spoilers here. I want to see the new mechanics and check if they're any good in Commander. Ooh, Magecraft, that's new. What does that mechanic do? Let's see here. Every time you cast or copy an instant or sorcery...
Hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
This mechanic isn't new, they just took an old thing and slapped a new keyword on it. I mean, sure, most of the old ones don't trigger for casting and copying, but this is basically already a thing. Whatever, what other new mechanics are there? Ooh, Ward, that's a new keyword. Alright, whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter it unless that player pays 2. That's not new either. They just stapled a new name on something old and pretended like it's new. If I wanted that, I'd be playing Pokemon. Oh wait, lesson cards. That seems interesting. Oh, and there's a new learn mechanic. Okay. Let's see, you may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. This set has nothing new for Commander. So like I was saying, Strixhaven is one of the most interesting and unique sets for Commander in quite a long time. But for real, these Boros commanders are great. All 4 of them seem somewhat powerful and they actually have interesting abilities to build around. And yeah, I know there is a 5th one, but since he's part of the Commander set, we're not going to talk about him yet. For today, we just have a quick list of 4 janky white cards that don't suck quite as much as they used to because of these new commanders. First up, we have Hoffrey. Whenever one of your non-token creatures dies, he makes a token copy of it, and he just happens to synergize perfectly with the 5-cent jank card, Wake the Reflections. Wake the Reflections just makes a copy of one of your tokens, which is usually really bad because most tokens are trash. But in a Hoffrey deck, you can easily make tokens of real creatures that actually do things. Next, we have Plarg, Dean of Chaos. He lets you cast non-legendary, non-land cards that cost less than 3 for free from your deck. He also has another side that has words on it. So how are we trying to abuse this guy? By casting the awkward cousin of one of the most powerful cards in Magic, Restore Balance. This card is so good that you normally have to wait 6 whole freaking turns before you can play it. But Plarg lets us cast it right away since it technically costs 0. So here's the game plan. Step 1, don't put any non-legendary cards in your deck that cost 3 or less. Step 2, play a Planeswalker. Step 3, somehow get rid of all of your lands and all of the cards in your hand. Step 4, play Restore Balance off of Plarg. Step 5, don't get countered or you 100% lose. Step 6, maybe you win? Wait, how is this a good plan?
Well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Rapidly moving on, our third commander today is the one and only Quintorius, everyone's favorite elephant archaeologist. He makes a chonker every time a card leaves your graveyard. Now of course we're not getting through a whole video without talking about a super old, terrible white enchantment, so here it is, Ummm. This card lets you pay 1 mana and exile the top card of your graveyard to prevent 1 damage to- holy crap, this card is bad. But hey, in this deck, every time you use it, you get a token, so that's cool. Also, you get the added bonus of being able to snarkily tell your opponents that they aren't allowed to rearrange their graveyards since you're running a Graveyard Order Matters card. Last up, we have Velomachus, the Elder Dragon. He lets you play free instants and sorceries from the top of your deck, so he obviously went with the white enchantment, Endless Horizons. We're not going to be that mean. This card basically takes a bunch of planes out of your deck and then puts them in a pile and lets you take one every turn. This card is fantastic, not only because it's the closest a white player will ever get to actually drawing a card, but also because it lets you join deck thinning gang! If you take planes, essentially garbage, out of your deck, then Velomachus will be way more likely to hit your best instants and sorceries, so Endless Horizons is a great fit here. Alright, it's trivia time. Our last trivia question was how many Liliana Planeswalkers are there, and the answer is 13. That's honestly way more than I expected, but to be fair, I guess it's really only like 10 because 3 of them are from Planeswalker decks and are pretty terrible. All of you who got that one right get 1 tofu point, and whoever gets the most tofu points has the most tofu points. Our next trivia question is pretty tough since it's not multiple choice. See if you can name a land that satisfies the following 3 conditions. 1. It doesn't make mana. 2. It has a triggered ability. And 3. It also has an activated ability. If you're feeling real big brain, then try and name 2 answers. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.